Hi beauties, it's Jean Piersanti with Beauty and the Stamper, and today we're going to do the Illustrated Faith Rise Up, and this one was done by Kristen Woolbuck. And I looked and I just found this one. There were so many, and I was going to do day by day, but I looked and I had already done one of them, and I saw this battle scarred, and it just really was precious to me. I know many of you guys have just gone through and asked me, so I was reading some of this here, and I said this would really work for me. So I was looking at it, and it was 2 Corinthians 4, 7 through 12, and you guys have just been so great. So I want to go ahead and plan along with you. So I'm just going to take this here and highlight what really is just kind of on my mind. And you don't have to write everything. This is all led by you when you're doing your Bible journaling. So as you know, I typically don't do it like this, but I wanted to show you because so many have been asking for two things: to watch my Bible journaling, and then the second thing is just been asking about how I'm doing. And like I said, this is really going to be something that's happening in my life, and I always like it to be working out that way. And Jesus just shows me exactly where I need to be all the time. So I'm just getting out these acrylics, and I'm going to put some yellow and red, and those are the only colors I'm going to use today. And I want to take just the card here that comes in the Bible journaling pack, and then of course this is all Illustrated Faith that I'm using today from DaySpring. So just going back to primary school, we're mixing the yellow and the red, and we're going to come up with this really pretty orange. And I wanted to lighten it up a little bit more, so I grabbed some yellow and just add that in there. So now that I have that, I'm going to take this and put it right down on here. And you don't have to worry at all. This is all going to come out beautiful no matter what. So I kind of messed up a little there, but I love it. I don't care. This is the way it's supposed to be. If you mess up, that's the way it's supposed to be, so don't worry about it. So I'm picking up some of the yellow now, and I want it all to blend really pretty. So I'm going to do the top in yellow, and I'm going to blend that into that orange, and then I'll go back with some red and grab some of that on the bottom so that I can blend that with the orange as well. And you'll see that I'm just going over and doing it until I get the look that I desire. And you'll see what I'm going to do. It's something that I found on Instagram. I thought it was really cool. Somebody did it. I wish I could tell you who, but it was just somebody showing an artistic way to use some markers. And then, if you don't know, I'm at my parents' house in California, so I love these little stars, not stars, but crosses, and some of the other stamps. But since I didn't have my blocks or my ink, I'm just going to go ahead and look at it and use a pen and kind of copy it where I want it. So I know I want some of those heart, I keep calling them hearts, they're crosses. They're the same to me, a heart and a cross, because I know the heart that it took to be on that cross for me. So I'm just adding some crosses, kind of mimicking there, and then what I would do if I stamped it, I'd put some up here in the corner after I did the down crosses already. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then it's already dry, and I love how fast the acrylics dry. So I'm just going to kind of take that Illustrated Faith marker and outline the outside. And I know you can't see it real well, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a picture at the end so you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark all the way around, kind of following the lines. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make this wood looking type plaque. So I'm just following those lines as if that was, just some driftwood or something that kind of was just around and made it into like a little plaque. So now I'm just adding some edges, some little lines there to give it more of a woodsy look, like it's onto the page or the plaque itself. And then I'm just going to go around the top, kind of give it a border, and then it would be hanging on a wall, so I've got that, a little nail, and then back down. So that's what we have there. I'm just coloring in there. So now we've got that, and I've seen what I want to put on here, and I'm just doing my little Bible study here, and it really got out of everything from 2 Corinthians 7 through 12. I really liked 2 Corinthians 4 7 through 12. Really, verse 8 stood out to me, and so even though I am going to highlight the whole little verse that I'm studying here, I just go along a rough lining. So I don't do the highlights or anything, but just with a thin black marker, I kind of highlight the verse that I'm studying for that page. So I did all of it from verse 4, 7, all the way through 12 here. So as I'm highlighting, I don't want to bore you with just highlighting, but I definitely know I'm going to write verse 4:8 in that little plaque, and we'll go along as I'm writing. But while I'm doing that, I just want to thank you guys so much for just keeping in touch with me. There are so many of you beauties that came and emailed me or texted me or called me and just let me know, hey, I hope everything's okay. I haven't heard from you in a few days, or I haven't heard from you in a while. I haven't seen a video. So I just want you to know that, oh my gosh, you guys, the love you have given me is just amazing. So we're going to go ahead and go over what we've got written here, and that was, oh gosh, I'd like to tell you what it said, but I'm having a rough time right this second trying to remember what we had there. So I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to print it on here, what it says, because my eyes are not looking at that real well. Anyways, it's just talking about, even though we feel like we're being crushed or, perplexed, that Jesus is with us and we can do everything through him without any despair at all. And so, of course, I'm paraphrasing, but that's exactly what I just needed to hear as I'm doing my Bible study. And doesn't it seem like every time you need something, it just happens to come up right when you need it? And this is what happened to me. Everything was going along hunky-dory in my life. I thought it was perfect, and then all of a sudden a hiccup happens, and I'm just being crushed on all sides. And here we go. Just Karen knew exactly what to do, although she had done it probably months ago as she was preparing for this. I needed it now, and that's when it came out. So I just love that happens. So right now I'm just going through that verse and kind of bolding the words, not be despaired, and just some of the highlighted words that I loved out of here that I could count on. Then I'm just looking again what I saw, some of the words here. I wish I had my glasses with me because I cannot see them right this minute. But it was strength and those type of very powerful words that I had there. And I would have loved to just had that, but I want to make sure that the whole page is done because this really impacted me. And there's so many beautiful things in this little kit that they all work together. So I went ahead and just looked at the colors that I was using, saw what I might want for the bottom area. And then I didn't really want any alphas on this, so I stuck that off to the side. But I did see that little rise sticker. Now I'm just looking to see what I want. See what colors match there. But I really... I'm just focusing and reading again. This is why I don't show you guys, because I just go back and forth with everything. But I found this little banner here, and it was really pretty little black banner. And then the Rise sticker, so I put that right in front of the banner there. And then I looked to see what else, and I found this little heart that I thought was super cute and stuck that on there as well. And that's all I did there. I wanted to put some stuff at the top, so I grabbed the Rise that came with it, and I stuck that up on the top as my page holder, because I like to put page holders when I am done with a page, so I know what has been done and what has not. So I stuck that there and wanted to do a little bit of journaling just to make it for future reference. You know, I'll probably always remember why I chose this at this time, but I wanted to add some journaling here. So I just start adding some lines. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say at this point. I just knew that I wanted to relay back and remember what I was doing or what I needed at this time. So I just added some lines and didn't use any type of journaler or anything like that. Just hand straight some lines there. And then I added the date at the top because I know I wanted to remember today's date when I do this. And I don't know if you guys date yours, but it's always a good reference for, you know, what time in your life kind of, I mean, what you're doing. It's called Bible journaling. That's what you're doing, is journaling. So we're going to go ahead, and I just thinking right now and praying and being thankful so much. And I just know that it's because of Jesus that I could count on these words and claim these words and not be in despair no matter what I'm going through. So that's just what I'm writing here, is that I claim this as my own, and it's because of Jesus that I can claim this and trust in the words that are said here. So I'm just writing that out. And then I decided at the top, at the bottom is where I wrote that I am claiming it. And then at the top, I wrote it was because of Jesus that I can and will claim this. So that's what I'm doing at this point. I look it over, and I just didn't really care for the it just needed a little something else, and so I'm kind of just drawing some vines at the top of this little plaque. And sorry for covering it up, you can't see it real well, but this is just, I know I'm kind of far away while I'm doing this, but again, I'm at my parents' house. I'm like staying in my old room that when I was a kid. Oh my gosh, you guys. So hopefully I'll be home soon. But it may not be for a little while. But at this point, I can't wait to get back to that crafting room to be able to show you up close. So here I'm just adding a few more crosses on there, thinking what I might be missing because I just wasn't happy with the final page. So I thought about it and I'm like, oh gosh, maybe I need to go. And I said, oh, my washi, I haven't even put that washi. But look at how beautiful it looks, you guys. So I have this on here. And look at that color. It just made it all come together for that part of the page. Now, the top didn't look good for me. So I'm taking that away and I'm going to find a new top there. So I'm just looking, seeing what I might want, and it would look pretty, but that's just not what I was going for. And the great thing about all of these kits is you can keep them and use them in the future. So now I'm starting to look through some of my other kits, seeing what I might want from maybe the doodles, or I think this one I'm looking at right now is the Seeds of Kindness. So I'm looking there. And I just have my whole box. I picked up my whole box as I was walking out the door here. And so it's kind of a hodgepodge of all my Bible journaling. So I found this. Now, I get these at the Illustrated Faith on DaySpring, and I'll put a link down below for you. But this one says Strength. And so I'm using that one, and it's yellow, and it's just really pretty. So I'm using that tab. I'm making sure I don't stick 2 pages together. You always want to make sure you don't stick 2 pages together, because if you've ever done that before, you would know. So I'm sticking those 2 together, and you can't see it. Now I'm just looking, but then I'm looking for another little something to go up there, and I'm looking at some of the words that I've seen, and I didn't really find any words, but I did find this little heart that I will find here soon. Let's see. Where is that little heart? Just looking and seeing what comes at me, and I just wasn't real sure, but this little pink heart along with that yellow will look real pretty there. So I stuck that there, and I think I'm done. After the cameras went off, I did add another little something, but I thought it was really good. So if you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!